Hello crochet lovers, welcome to our channel where we learn to crochet step by step. Today we'll learn to make the blouse I'm wearing right now. As you can see, this blouse has a beautiful pattern. It's super easy to make even if there are some double stitches we'll make, so don't worry, we'll make this together and step by step. We can make it in all sizes and it's also a blouse that can be worn in any occasion, from a visit to the beach to a more formal dinner depending on what we wear underneath. Are you ready? Let's see the tutorial. In order to make my blouse, I used seesaw cotton from the brand Katia. This is a yarn for a 3mm hook. The yarn has this name because it is a mixture of cotton and another material that comes from seaweed. I will be using a 4mm hook because using a slightly bigger hook will allow us to make the stitches look a bit loose. And now let's begin with the slip knot. If you need to practice the basic crochet stitches a bit more, you can always visit my basic course for beginners. We'll begin our blouse by making a number of chains multiple of 9 until we get to the length for our blouse. So let's make a number of chains multiple of 9 according to the size we want. In case you want to make another size that does not appear in the chart, you just have to measure from the shoulder all the way to the hip. We should set the chains we're making next to a measuring tape. And once we have as many as we need for our size, we'll just stop making chains on a number that's a multiple of 9. For example, I made 99 chains, but you make as many as you need depending on your yarn and your size. And once this is done, we'll make 3 extra chains. No matter what size you're making, you should always make those 3 extra chains. And now, on the 9th chain from the hook, we'll make 1 double crochet. So we count these chains until we get to the 9th one, and in there we make our double crochet. We have finished the first double crochet and we should have 8 chains on this side. So now what we'll do is make 2 chains. We skip 2 chains from the bottom row, and in the 3rd one we'll make another double crochet. This is the sequence we'll be repeating for the rest of the row. We make 2 chains, then skip 2 chains below, and in the 3rd one we make 1 double crochet. We just have to repeat this sequence until we get to the other side. After we have made the last 2 chains and we skip the 2 chains below, we should end up with the very last chain available, which is where we'll make the last double crochet. If this does not happen, it means that we made some mistake while counting our chains multiple of 9. So we have to go back to the very beginning to check it. For our 2nd row, we'll make 3 chains. Turn the project over, and in this little window you see, we'll make 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. After them, we'll make 1 chain, and in the next window, we'll make another 2 double crochets. This is the sequence we repeat for this 2nd row. So we make a chain and 2 double crochets in the next window. And so on until we get to the end. Once we're there, we make 1 chain and 2 double crochets in the last window. This window is a bit different to the previous ones, but it's a window nonetheless. In order to finish this row, we'll look for the 6th chain from the ones that make this curve from the previous row. So once we find the 6th chain, we make 1 double crochet. This is how we finish the 2nd row. To begin the 3rd row, we'll make 1 chain, turn the project over, and then we make 1 single crochet in the first stitch available. This 3rd row is where we'll make the triangles. This is the most important row for our pattern. So we make 7 chains. And now we'll work on the 3rd one from the hook. So it's 1, 2, and 3. In here we make 1 single crochet. And get ready because we'll practice a lot of crochet stitches now. So in the next chain we make 1 double crochet. In the next chain, we make a triple crochet. So we yarn over twice, we insert the hook, and pull through those 4 loops 2 at a time. Now we go to the next chain in which we'll make a treble crochet. So we yarn over 1, 2, and 3 times. We insert the hook in the chain and we pull through. We should have 5 loops on the hook. And then we just pull through 2 at a time. We pull through the first 2 loops, then 2 more, and so on. In the next chain, we'll make another treble crochet. So we yarn over 3 times, then we go to the next chain, we yarn over and pull through. We should have 5 loops on the hook, and we pull through 2 loops at a time. So it's 2, 2, 2, and 2. And that's our first triangle. Now we'll attach it to the project. So we skip the hole from this little window, and in the next hole we'll make 1 single crochet. After this, we'll make 5 chains to go up, and we look for the next hole in which we'll make 1 single crochet more. And this is the sequence we'll repeat for this whole row. So you already know, we'll always begin our triangles with 7 chains. And then we begin working in the 3rd chain from the hook with 1 single crochet. In the next one, we'll make 1 double crochet. Then in the next one, 1 triple crochet, so we yarn over twice. Then we make 1 treble crochet, so we yarn over 3 times. And after this, we should have 5 loops on the hook, and we'll pull through 2 at a time. In the next chain, we'll make another treble crochet. So we yarn over 3 times, we pull through, and then we pull through the loops 2 at a time. That's our second triangle. Then remember, we'll skip a hole below and we'll make 1 single crochet in the following one. So we know we should now make 5 chains and 1 single crochet in the next hole. So we keep repeating this sequence until we get to the end of the row. At the end, our last triangle should match the end of the row. And we shouldn't have any more holes left. So we make 1 single crochet in the 3rd chain from the previous row in order to close this row off. Don't forget to make in the 3rd chain from the previous row 1 single crochet to close the row. Don't worry if the triangles here look a bit crooked. This will be fixed in the next row. So we now should make 9 chains to begin the 4th row. We turn over the project, and then we make a single crochet on the corner of our triangle right where we had the 2 chains that created a curve towards the single crochet before. That's the tip. And right there is where we should insert the hook to make 1 single crochet at the very top of our triangle. Then we make 3 chains and we make 1 triple crochet in the arch between the triangles. So we yarn over twice and we insert the hook. We pull through and we should have 4 loops on the hook. What we'll do next is pull through 2 loops at a time in order to make our triple crochet. After this, we make 3 chains and 1 single crochet again in the tip of the next triangle. This is the sequence we will be repeating. So we keep doing this until we get to the end of the row. If from time to time you want to see how it looks, we can stop and stretch our triangles a bit. Remember that we should make 3 chains and we make 1 triple crochet in the arch between the triangles. Then 3 chains and 1 single crochet in the tip of the triangle. And we keep making this until we get to the end. Once we have arrived to the last triangle, we make the last single crochet and then just 2 chains. Just make 2. And after those 2 chains, we make 1 treble crochet. This time we'll make it in the single crochet from the row below. For the treble crochet, we just need to yarn over 3 times. Then we insert the hook in the single crochet from the row below. We yarn over and pull through. We should have 5 loops on the hook and we pull through 2 at a time. The next row starts with 6 chains. Then we turn the project over, and on the 1 single crochet we made at the tip of the previous triangles, 1 triple crochet at the tip of the triangle, then we make 2 chains, and we go to the next double crochet from the previous row, where we'll always make a triple crochet. So we make 2 chains and 1 triple crochet in that very same stitch. This way we'll end up having a big V stitch, which was formed from 1 triple crochet, 2 chains, and another triple crochet. And we repeat this sequence until we get to the end of the row. Always make 2 chains, 1 triple crochet at the tip of the triangle, in that single crochet we made at the tip. After this we make 2 chains, and then we create the big V in the triple crochet from the previous row. So we begin with the triple crochet, then 2 chains, and 1 triple crochet in that very same stitch. After this, we'll be experts in triple crochets, which is really not that difficult. People get scared of it, but with practice you'll get to see that it's just 1 double crochet with 1 more loop. From time to time, take a break to stretch the project a little and see how beautiful it looks, and then just keep crocheting. I'm almost at the end of the row now, so we make 2 chains after the last triangle, and now we'll connect the 6th chain from the previous row with 1 triple crochet. We make 1 triple crochet in that 6th chain, and that's the end for the 5th row. With this we have finished the full sequence that we'll use for our blouse. So we'll just keep repeating from row number 2 up to row number 5 over and over and over again, until we get to the desired width for our blouse. For the one I'm making, I'll create quarter length sleeves. If you want to make a longer sleeve, then you'll make a bigger rectangle. So I'll just keep going. For my pattern, I should start with a number 2 row. Keep in mind that the new windows from this row will be a bit bigger, but they are still windows. So I'll make 2 double crochets in each window, then 1 chain and 2 double crochets in the next window. When we get to the end, we work in the last window. We make 2 double crochets there, and finally we look for the 4th chain from the previous row. And in there we'll make 1 double crochet. This is a variation for the 2nd row, and we'll just keep using this one. Remember that for the rest of the blouse we'll just have to repeat from row 2 to row 5, over and over again until we get to the desired width for our blouse. We should always end the project in a row number 2. This is super important. So right now I'm doing a row number 2, and in order to finish we'll make 1 last row that will be a little similar to our row number 1. So we begin with 5 chains, we turn the project over, and we move to the next hole in which we'll make 1 double crochet. Then we make 2 chains and 1 double crochet in the next hole. And we keep working in these little windows that reminds us of row number 1. To finish this row off, we'll make 2 chains and 1 double crochet in the 3rd chain from the previous row. This is how we'll finish our last row. We just make 1 chain before we cut off the yarn, and then we just cut it and hide it within the stitches we've made before. After this, we'll make another square with the exact same size. I recommend you block the squares once they are done. You can find a mini tutorial on the pull down eye, because blocking this will help us give our project a more defined form to both squares. So I recommend you do it, but keep in mind it's optional. We'll stitch one shoulder, then we leave a hole in the middle and we stitch together the other shoulder. Just remember we should leave a hole for the hip as well. So don't forget the measure for the hip and for the opening of the neck or the collar of our blouse. Now we'll measure the total width of our blouse. For me, it's 96 centimeters. And from this measure, we'll subtract the measure from our hip. And the remaining number will be divided in 2. This will give us the measure we need to make from the sleeve inwards, so we can stitch together on each side. For me, it's 20.5 centimeters. So from the sleeve inwards, I'll measure 20.5 centimeters and set a marker. We'll do the same for the other side. And after this, we'll verify that at the center of the blouse, we have this opening for our hip. Then we should make this for the other side for our collar. This measure will be the width of my blouse minus the opening of the collar divided by 2. That's the measure we should have for the sleeves inwards. That's what I have right here. And now it's time to stitch together these pieces with our yarn needle, and preferably the same thread. I have set both pieces with the outside in. The right side of the triangles should be looking inwards. And then we start stitching together from the corner in this manner. Remember that this is the inside of the blouse. And we are doing this so that once we turn it over, we'll have an almost imperceptible stitching. We bring in the yarn in each corner and we continue stitching, trying to make it as clean as we can and equivalent in each side of the piece. I have done the full stitching on this side and I just have to finish it off. After this, we should leave the hole for the neck. So we'll just finish it off. I have stitched together the shoulders and we'll be able to hide this thread on the other side. As you can see, it's almost imperceptible. And now we should do this for all sides. We should stitch together in 4 parts, and after this we'll have our blouse ready. It's super easy and it's ready to wear or give as a gift for any and all occasions. Remember that you can always share your very own beautiful blouses on social media with me. I can't wait to see how this gorgeous blouse looks. I'll see you over here next week for a new tutorial. And very soon with a new challenge. So subscribe to be updated with everything new. Have a great day, crochet lovers!